It's a big decision that every MFL manager needs to make every season, and that is how much do you prioritize the cup versus how you prioritize the league. In an ideal world, I would be able to play our strongest team in the league and the cup, and we'd win everything, and everything would be perfect. However, we know that that's not possible. We know that we don't have the strongest squad depth, and we can't really go out there and give a strong account of ourselves in the league and the cup. So this year we're having to make the tricky decision, and we're going to be prioritizing the league and not the cup. I know the fans may not like to see weakened teams in the cup, and obviously they want us to go for every competition, but I think there needs to be an element of trust with what we're doing here, because we see the bigger picture and we know it's not possible to play our strongest team every single week, every single game in the cup and the league. So in the previous seasons that we've been playing MFL, the last 2 seasons, we've been able to strike a balance between the league and the cup. But that was when we were finishing mid-table in the league, and we almost had the luxury of being able to rest a few players in the league and then go for the cup a bit more seriously, and vice versa. But this season, with us taking the league a lot more seriously, with us wanting to go for promotion, the sacrifice is going to have to be the cup. And listen, I still want us to go out there and be competitive in the cup, but it will be a different 11 players every single game for the cup. That's something that I don't want it to be a shock to the players. I don't want it to be a shock to the fans. They need to expect this to happen. But we cannot go for every single competition. So we have to be responsible here. We have to look at our players' condition, our fitness, look after them, and really go for the league. Because if we can sacrifice the cup for one season and get ourselves promoted, because that's obviously what we want, if we can do that, then next season the MFL returns will be much higher than the cup returns will be this season. So we're looking at the bigger picture. We're going to have to prioritize the league. We've got 2 cup games now coming up in a row, and I'm going to be playing a B team for both of those games. So obviously I want the players to do well. Those B team players need to impress me. They haven't been playing for a reason, so this is their chance to impress, and hopefully they can take that chance.
A fully rotated team make a bad start in their first cup game with a goalkeeping mistake. Just before half time, the team concede a second goal as Ricky Wallace puts the hosts 2 up. It's a terrible day at the office for the second team, and they concede a third goal and lose 3-0. In the second cup game the very next day, the team make a better start, with Antunes putting them up front. However, in the second half, they concede an equaliser from a free kick. From there, the B team collapse, and the team eventually end up losing 4-1. It's a bad couple of days for the club, and experienced players take to social media to voice their frustrations.
Not ideal. 2 defeats from our first 2 cup games of the season. And listen, obviously you want to win every single game that you play. I don't put a team out there and not want to win ever. I think everyone in this organization, everyone in this squad, we all want to win every game we play. And even though in these 2 cup games we've played a full B team, we've rested 11 players for both of our cup games, we still expected more from those players. I think they've got to look at themselves in the mirror. Some of those players are on the B team for a reason. They're not quite good enough for the first team, and the cup is their only chance to impress me. And from the first 2 games, not a lot of impressing from anyone really. So it's a chance for these players to impress, even though we're aware of our focuses this year. It's the league. We have to prioritize the league or the cup. We don't have the resources to be able to go out and play a really strong team in the league and a really strong team in the cup. The truth is, we kind of have to choose. And in past seasons, the past 2 seasons we've had in Spark Division, we've been able to kind of prioritize the cup more and kind of rest some players in the league games, especially if they're tricky league games. But this season, we are determined to try and get out of Spark. We've got to give it all. We've got to give ourselves the best chance of getting out of this league. And part of that is resting our players in the cup and not taking the cup seriously at all this season. And it might not be nice for the fans to see. We're getting a lot of criticism from the media, the pundits saying we should be taking the cup more seriously. We're disrespecting the cup. But I don't think they fully understand the bigger picture of this club. Yes, the cup will be great. The MFL that you can make in the cup, who doesn't want that? However, a promotion and being in a higher league next season and finishing even mid-table in that division gives you far more MFL than it would do in the cup. So I think to criticize us for not taking the cup as seriously this season is a little bit short-sighted. I think if you look at the bigger picture, we have to do this. We have to rest players, and cup defeats, while they're not ideal, I want to win every game, of course. I'm not losing sleep over it. We're not losing the morale in the team. Everyone understands why we're losing those games. And it's just the case. Because the MFL Cup, you get matched in your group against other teams of a similar ability to you. And the problem with that for us this year is our rating as a squad, our best players are our A team. And none of them are playing in the cup this year. I can assure you they didn't play those first 2 games. And I can tell you for the next remaining 4 games in the cup this season, they are not going to be playing. You're not going to be seeing the likes of Koja in the cup. It's just not what we're doing this season. So it's disappointing, but we've got league games now to look forward to. That's our priority. And hopefully we can put this disappointment beside us and go back again for the league, because that is our priority this year.
In the next league game, the team have a point to prove and come out firing, with Captain Koja putting the team 1 goal up. Koja isn't done there though, and shortly after gets a second goal as the team win 2-0. After Koja stole the show in the last game, it was Alfonso's turn to steal the show this game, starting with this wonder goal. Then, incredibly, 4 minutes later, scores another wonder goal from outside the area. After scoring 2 goals, Alfonso then turned the provider as Koja scored and the team win 3-0. After 7 games, the league table looks very pleasing for AFC Amreezy, as they are top with only 3 goals conceded.
That is why we've been resting players in the cup. That is why. Go look back at the highlights from today's game and you will understand that is why we've been resting players in the cup. And I hope this is the last time I have to answer questions from a journalist, from the media in a press conference. I hope that's the last time I have to answer this question. That's why we've been resting players in the cup. We've had a lot of criticism about, are we disrespecting the cup? Should we be playing him? Should he be playing? Should he be playing? I think today we proved why our strategy is working, why we are looking fresh in the league, and it's because they've been rested in the cup. We were fantastic today. Really fantastic performance. And I want to give a special mention to Alfonso. He was electric. Really incredible performance. Not just his 2 goals, his assist. He was involved in every goal we scored today, and he could have got more. Honestly, on another day, he could have got 4 goals, 3 assists. He was that good. And listen, I think it's a really good endorsement of how we've handled his development, how we've sent him out on loan for the last 2 seasons, and how he's come back now a complete player. Really, it's a pleasure to be working with a player like that. Every day in training, every game I see him, he's got it all. He's got pace, dribbling, he can shoot, he can cross, he's not selfish, he's a real team player. He's leading our assists at the moment for the whole squad. So an amazing performance from Alfonso, and the boys all look really good. They all look really hungry. They look rested for these league games. And listen, tomorrow's a cup game, and I think you know what's going to happen. I don't think I need to name the lineup for tomorrow. I think you know tomorrow's lineup for the cup game. It'll be a fully rested team. It'll be a completely different 11 that you just saw today. And listen, I want my substitute players to be watching today's game at home, watching that game, watching the highlights and thinking, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. I want to be in that first team. And listen, you can impress me in training. You can go up by some overall ratings. That's one way to get my eye. The other way is when you do get a chance, like in the cup games, when you get your chance to play, that's your chance to impress me. So I hope the B team players are watching today. I hope they're going to raise their game for the cup tomorrow. But I want to give a special praise to the players today because they've had some criticism. We've had some criticism as a club lately, how we're handling our business. But we believe in what we're doing. We know where we're going. And it was an incredible performance today. So hopefully we can build on this momentum. Cup game tomorrow, and let's keep this going. Thank you.
The third cup game of the season is a better performance, and the team draw 2-2 with this equaliser from outside the box. In the next league game, a fully rested first team are frustrated for 72 minutes before Sharif gets his first goal for the club. After that, heads drop for the Poggy Blinders, and Bonnie makes an incredible run and scores a second goal from outside the box. The team eventually win 3-0 as Bonnie plays a cross into the box and Koja clinically finishes.
Great win for the boys against the tricky team, the Puggy Blinders, but we were once again able to kind of use our rotation nicely in the cup. We had 2 games in one day, one in the cup and then following in the league. We were able to rest everybody for the cup game, a full B team in the cup, and then win the league game. And it wasn't the worst result in the cup too. A draw in the cup gave us a good feeling factor. Even though we're not taking the cup seriously, it's nice to not lose a game. It's nice to pick up our first point in the cup. And then a perfect performance from the team in the league. Really solid performance. And Captain Koja, we had some great news from him. He's gone up by his overall rating by 2. That's his first overall rating rises of the season. And they've both happened on the same day. So within 24 hours, Koja has gone up by 2 overall ratings. He went up after training, he went up by 1, and then after the game against Puggy Blinders, he went up by another overall rating. So 2 overall rating rises from Koja is fantastic. He's really stepping up with the higher quality of players that he's playing with this season, with the players that have previously been on loan in other seasons. Koja's really relishing playing with better players, getting better service, and it's raised his game up. You can see clearly from his performances, his overall rating rises, he's on the up again, and it's fantastic to see. So long may that continue. Long may our wins in the league continue. I think it's working so far. We did have some criticism about how we've approached the cup. We're not taking it seriously enough, some people have said, but so far it's working, resting our players in the cup and then winning our league games, which is what we want, which is what I'm happy with. So I hope that continues. We've got more cup and league games coming up on the horizon, so we've got to stay focused for that and remain focused on our main mission, which is getting promoted out of this Spark division.
The 4th cup game of the season brings more disappointment for the team as they eventually lose 3-0 to SS Cajeta. The next league game is against Climbing Tiger, and it doesn't take long for the team to go 1-0 up. 2 minutes after getting his first goal, Koja then gets a second goal as the team go 2-0 up after 5 minutes. Not long after, Alfonso continues his great form and scores a third goal from outside the area. The team are blowing away the opposition and on 20 minutes go 4-0 up thanks to Alfonso's second goal. Just before the halftime break, things get even better as Koja gets his hat-trick and the team go 5 up. It's a dominating performance from the team and it eventually finishes 6-0 with Koja scoring 4 goals.
Is the audio okay? Because the lads are playing some pretty loud music in the dressing room right there. There's a bit of a party atmosphere in the dressing room, so let me know if you want me to go and tell them to turn the music down. No, I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, a fantastic performance, and they deserve to be celebrating right now because a 6-0 win in any division in MFL is a fantastic achievement. It shows a level of professionalism that we've probably not had at this club since now. So, amazing performance. I'm running out of words to describe Koja's abilities, to describe his finishing, to describe his professionalism, the way he leads the team. 4 goals today from Koja, and, you know, a lot of people will say he's a goal scorer. 4 goals, that's all he does, but he's a leader. He's more than just a goal scorer, and when he does score, he can do this. He can score 4 goals in a game. And we are truly lucky to have a player like Koja. You know, I'll be honest with you, we had offers for him in the summer. We had player managers, agents that were inquiring about Koja, and we put up a firm, he's not for sale notice. And this is why. Games like today are why the fans love him. Why would he want to leave? Why would he want to go anywhere? So, fantastic performance from the team. Koja, unplayable. And we've now got a cup game coming up and then another league game. So, we're going to enjoy this success for now. Keep the music playing. I'm not going to tell them to turn it down just yet. But in a couple of hours, when it's time to head home, we're going to have to remain focused on tomorrow's games because this is MFL. The games come thick and fast, and we've got another 2 games tomorrow. So, amazing result. The boys are happy. I'm happy. And long may this continue. Thank you.
The next league game is first v second, and Alfonso quickly calms any nerves down by putting the team 1-0 up in less than a minute. It's a controlled and mature performance from the team, and they eventually win an important game 2-0 thanks to Alfonso again.
incredible win, a really big win that could be a huge result at the end of the season. First v second, it was a 6-pointer really, and we've been able to extend our lead at the top of the table, which is fantastic. A really tricky game, 2-0 is a great scoreline for us obviously, but it could have been a lot closer than that. They had their chances. We defended really well. Our goalkeeper has been fantastic all season so far, and we want to see more of that. So really pleased with the team. A huge result, maybe the biggest win of the season so far, especially with Kappa FC. They were breathing down our neck, and that win against them has just given us a bit of breathing room at the top of the table, which it's early days. There's still a lot of games to go, but it feels like a huge win. The lads are out there in training. There's a real zip in training now. There's a real energy, a vibrancy and excitement in the squad. And, you know, we're starting to dream. We're starting to look at that league table and go, you know what? We could stay here. And it's my job to kind of just keep everyone's heads focused, just bring pro players down. I'm hearing a lot of talk about title challenges and promotion pushes, and listen, we just got to take things one game at a time. But so far it's looking good. We're balancing the leagues and the cups well, and we had some great news after the game. Del Rio, our highest rated player, tier broke. So that's our first tier break of the season. He's now 75 rated, and also he's our first rare player, our first blue color background player, and that's fantastic for us. To have our first rare player really shows where this club's going. We're building something really special here. We've got players that are developing, we've got results going our way, and I can't complain. I really can't complain. I've got a fantastic group of players out there, and I just want to see them keep this up because they deserve it. No one deserves it more than them. So I hope the fans can stay happy. I hope we can give them something to keep cheering about, and I hope this good run continues, obviously.
Cup Game 5 doesn't start well, as Christopher Youngberg scores a screamer for the hosts. The B team bounce back immediately though, and draw the game 1-1. The A team return for the next league game against Klopskrieg, and it's a close game that they manage to win 1-0. Now at the halfway point of the season, the team can look at the table and begin to dream. They've played everybody once, are still top of the league, and have still only conceded 3 goals. The final cup game of the season is a lot like the rest, and the team lose 2-0. It's a disappointing cup campaign, and the team finished bottom of the table with 2 points.
And breathe. Halfway point of the season, a moment to pause, to take a breath, and to sort of analyze what's happened so far. We're doing really well, top of the league after 11 games played, and it is the halfway point, so it's the perfect time to assess the season so far. We've played everybody in the league once now, so the league table really is a good indicator of how we're looking, how we've been performing, and I can't complain really. Yes, we're out of the cup, but that was never a priority for us. So in a way, I'm almost looking forward to the second half of the season without the distraction of the cup now, so we can just really focus on the league. 11 games to go. It could almost be 11 cup finals for us because we really want to get out of the Spark division, as does everybody in our league. So we know it's going to be competitive, but I'm really proud of the boys, how they performed so far. Top of the league. We've never been top of the league at the halfway point before. So we deserve to take a break now. We've got a couple of days rest before the next game when the transfer window opens. We can do some business. To be honest, I'm really happy with how the team's looking. I don't think there's a desperate need for me to go out and improve the squad in a particular position. I'm happy with how we look everywhere on the pitch. Obviously, we'll keep our eye on the market. We'll be speaking to other MFL agents and managers and owners. And if an opportunity presents itself and we have the chance to add some quality to our squad, of course, we'll do that. But for now, I'm happy with how the squad is. Top of the league, really can't complain. The one thing I'm telling my players to be cautious about is it is the mid-season transfer window, and our rivals, all those teams below us in the table, they're going to be strengthening. They've all got a maximum of 3 transfers they can bring in, and some of those teams that are breathing down our neck, if they bring in 3 quality players, that could really improve their performances and really give us a competitive game for the remainder of the season. So we're happy with how things have gone so far. I think if you look at the sort of goal scoring charts, Koja is joint top scorer, which is delightful to see. I think if you look at the goalkeeping ratings, our goalkeeper is number 1 in the ratings, and even the assists If you look at the assists, I believe Alfonso is not just number one in the list, but convincingly number one in the assists table. So our players are individually performing well, leading the awards individually. We're top of the league. However, we know nothing is handed out. No awards, no trophies, no individual awards are handed out at the midway point. We've all got to stay focused for the second half of the season. We need to keep this going. We cannot take our foot off the pedal. We need to keep our league form up, especially if our rivals strengthen heavily in the transfer window, which I'm fully expecting them to do. We need our players to remain focused, even though they're leading these individual player charts. They can't let that get to their head. I don't want egos to creep into this squad. It's my job now to keep us focused. We've got 11 big games coming up in the second half of the season, and so far it's looking good, but we want to keep this going. We want to get promoted, and we want to keep this momentum going as long as we can.